Alright, what is up? We now have a new chapter of Boku no Hero Academia. The last one was very, very strange. A huge tangent into some major political world building, talking about some incidents that happened long in the past of the series, talking about very different perspectives on how quirk people or meta ability people should be living in society. All very interesting stuff. Not really sure how it'll tie into the overall plotline yet, or how these characters will be glorified or delegitimized or whatever. They're off to a rocky start on that front, murdering your subordinate and stuff. That isn't looked upon kindly. But they definitely also have beef with the League of Villains, so it's like, we'll see. It's maybe a little more nuanced. Meanwhile, Todoroki and Bakugao finally have their provisional licenses, and within half an hour of picking up the cards, they are already doing some hero work out in the streets. Probably overkill. It just looked like a bunch of thug bandit type people stealing wallets and purses, and Todoroki is probably going to kill them by freezing them solid. That's what happens to human beings when they're completely encased in ice and can't breathe. So we'll see. Homework on the patrol patterns right here. All to prep for today. Spend a whole month on this plan. 20 seconds, not a single hero. Get a job, loser! That's great. Things will come to nothing. Control carbonation. Getting all shook up makes me feel really alive. Alright. This is power use carbonation, man. I believe that we will cease to see this character anymore after 3 pages. So he's determined to run away. He runs off. He's trying to steal the stuff. Bakugao effortlessly blows up a bunch of people. Guess you just ain't determined enough. You're determined to feel pain. Okay, he blasts off jets of carbonated water. Will he appear past the next page? Okay, and perhaps his final page of appearance. He's interesting. Okay, so he's overwhelmed by the strength of his own product, by the strength of his own little carbonation gun. This thing's strong. It's too strong. So I guess maybe it's pressurized beyond what he can normally control or something like that. Now, we have just been learning about the big corporation that's held up by the Liberation Army radical guy, and how they've been making hero products, how they've been making things to augment your quirk for the purpose of heroic duties. Now, that guy was pretty anti-villain, anti-criminal, pro-hero. But could this be tied in? Could this be a product that these guys stole? Are we going to have a discussion on, is it fair to make technology that's dangerous and then hope that it just doesn't fall into the wrong hands, blah, blah, blah. It could be interesting. Meanwhile, okay, this girl is taking a picture, and then the lamp post or something is falling over. All Might rushing to save her. But Bakugao, in time, blows the thing away. Time goes somewhere else. No choice. Okay. He doesn't actually appear. Oh, no. Yeah, there he is. He's kind of amidst his attack. Okay, alright, fine. He made it 4 pages. Todoroki flaring up his firearm. Flash freeze heat wave. Heat eliminates carbonation. Is that true? So the bubbles would expand more. The gas would become more energetic. So wouldn't it make it like more carbonation? Or does it make it just like... You know what? I don't know. Whoa! What is up with this guy? I agree. This guy immediately strikes me as just, the chin is so huge. He thinks himself some sort of the old school legend strutting around like this. Sliding in too on the ice on the floor? That's so crazy. Anyways, they totally wrecked all these criminals. Bad guy got all the wallets and purses and stuff back. I pickpocketed them back so they wouldn't be blown to bits. Smart. Who is this guy? Slide and go. Alright, well, I don't know how I feel about slide and go. Maybe it's time for him to be slide and gone. But something else interesting is happening here. The carbonation guns exploded. The tick-tick makes me think that there was some sort of timer that they were just destined to explode after a certain point. Or it could be some sort of remote triggered thing, someone watching, seeing that they lost. But either way, it seems like they just don't want these things to fall into the wrong hands. And you might think the criminals are the wrong hands, but really then that must mean that the wrong hands are like police people or whatever that are going to be like, hey, why did criminals get these in the first place? Who manufactured them? Blah, blah, blah. There could be some trouble. Okay, all right, this is interesting. This plot is getting complex, and we already had stuff with like the Nomus and that big guy with the boombox around his neck and all sorts of other things that I thought were going to be kind of what happens next. But all of this too. His gauntlets blew up. Nothing good can come of using inferior black market products. Aw, All Might praising them in their own way, acknowledging it. Oh, and Todoroki cleaning up. That's good. That's good. Not gonna just leave a gigantic wall of ice with spikes all over it in the middle of downtown. Sure, sure, sure. Products I'm leaking into the black market. Constantly monitoring. Things are looking risky and make themselves. Okay, alright, sure, sure, sure. All to further the liberation agenda. Okay. So this is the meeting that we left last chapter. Told us move on that immediately, and your word is good as Destro's. Saying he's not in a talkative mood though. So this I think must be a League of Villains guy. Or here's my crazy bet. It's Hawks. Hawks is now a quintuple four-dimensional agent. And he's also coming to infiltrate these guys. That's my one guess. Throwing it out there. Are you ready for me to be a genius? Nope. It's any such list. It's this guy. It's this guy. The support item guy. Gearin the broker. We've seen him pop up in a lot of scenes. He was the one that was giving Chisaki the bullets and stuff for the quirk suppressing gun, right? Or he was no. He was getting them from Chisaki and he was giving them to the League of Villains people. And he's always brokering deals with League of Villains people and showing up in spooky places. And he always had this aura of like a real late game enemy, you know, that he had some kind of power and some connections going on that it would take many arcs and hundreds of chapters to unravel. And yet, the next time we see him is sitting here all beaten up, bloody and bruised. It's kind of satisfying. I think that's actually pretty cool. That's a nice little subversion. One that deliberately subverts like going above and beyond in your analysis, which I think is really cool. Like if you're just kind of a very casual speed reader of this series, and I mean I know it's all relative. There's other people to whom I am a casual speed reader, and my poor memory with some details is unforgivable. But if you shift even further down to the people who don't even remember this character, then this scene has much less significance. And normally it's like the careful reader is rewarded in that they can expect how things will go, such that my kind of connecting this character over his few scant appearances made me extrapolate this sort of reputation. I thought he was going to be like kind of a Dr. Vegapunk type character, to use a One Piece reference, where Vegapunk is referenced occasionally, and his reputation just kind of grows and grows and grows, and eventually he's going to show up in the plot proper, and it's going to be like, yeah, I knew it. But here, I kind of feel like saying, yeah, I knew it, but he got beaten up, you know? You got me. You got me. All right, I'm into it. Anyways, never thought anyone traced it back to me. To be someone with plenty of time on their hands. President Forehead of Detnerat himself. Big legit companies entering my racket. I make deals with people I respect, not guys who decide to kick the crap out of me first. Might know about the league, might not. Either way, ain't getting a thing out of me. What kind of merchant sells out his customers? Come again when you got the guts to do this right. Okay. So this again is like kind of showing that this Liberation Army, they might be against the League of Villains, but it's true. It's hard to imagine UA or the police beating the crap out of someone before trying to get this sort of information. And here, of course, I'm talking solely about the world of this series, where the police are virtuous generally, and not about real life, where the police do that every single day. That's a depressing thing to remind you of. Police brutality and massive corruption within the justice system of pretty much the entire world. Don't forget, never forget, that's just how things are. You and I are going to be spending plenty of time together, it seems. A month and a half earlier, before the Hero Billboard charts. Oh! Hold on, we gotta switch to spread mode. Yeah, this is the big guy. The big guy. The League of Villains is fighting this big guy. The one that Gran Torino was dispatched to try to figure out. Right? This is the guy that used to have the boombox around his neck, right? And here we see a lot of our League of Villains favorites getting pretty owned by this guy. Like, pretty, just not even a chance. So, like, what the heck is going on? How does this connect with, like, why are we going into this flashback now? Very confused, but the chapter is over. So, we'll have to find out right now. This is the beauty of being late for things, that you get to read more when it's time to read it. So it's like, hell yeah. Okay. All right. Let's check it out.